A lab tested 33 of the best-selling berberine supplements in America. These are the pills marketed everywhere as nature's Ozempic. 7 of them contained 1% of what the label claimed, or less. 1%. People paying $30 a bottle for what is basically rice flour. Here's why it happened. The moment berberine got nicknamed nature's Ozempic, demand exploded overnight, and manufacturers rushed cheap junk onto the shelf to cash in before anyone tested it. Sugar Defender, GlucoTrust, Gluco6, and maybe the bottle in your own cabinet. By the end of this video, you will know the 6 blood sugar products failing the people who trust them most, and the 3 that actually pass a lab test. And the most dangerous one is not the fake. It is the real one, sitting next to a prescription bottle right now. Number 6, Nature's Bounty Cinnamon Plus Chromium. This is one of the best-selling blood sugar supplements in America, sitting in every Walmart and Walgreens, from a 50-year-old brand people trust on sight. And it is a perfect example of stacking 2 weak ideas and hoping they add up to one strong one. The cinnamon is almost certainly cassia, the cheap kind, which is naturally high in coumarin, a compound that is a known liver toxin and a possible carcinogen. Independent testing has found cinnamon products carrying real amounts of coumarin and even lead. The chromium is a trace mineral that the country's main diabetes guidelines specifically do not recommend for blood sugar, because in people who are not deficient, and most people are not, the proof simply is not there. So the trusted bottle pairs a possible liver toxin with a mineral the experts already waved off. The difference is the brand you trust, not the science behind it. Number 5, Spring Valley Berberine, the Walmart house brand. Here is the myth that sells this bottle. People assume the cheap house brand comes off the same line as the name brands, so you are getting the same thing for half the price. Maybe. But Spring Valley publishes no third-party testing on its berberine, no certificate of analysis, and no proof of how much active berberine actually survives in the capsule. And remember what the lab tests found across cheap berberine, bottles with almost none of what they claimed. A house brand exists to hit the lowest price, and in a category where the average bottle is already failing, cheapest with no testing is not a bargain, it is the highest risk seat at the table. The difference is the price tag, not the proof. Number 4, the Amazon no-name berberine. Search berberine and you will find a wall of cheap 5-star bottles from brands that did not exist 2 years ago, all riding the nature's Ozempic wave. Remember the rice flour bottles from the start of this video? This is where they come from. Even ConsumerLab, testing 13 of the more established names, found 7 with little to no berberine in them at all. None of these no-names carry third-party testing. None are standardized, and the 5-star reviews measure how fast the bottle shipped, not what is inside it. The difference is the star rating, not the lab test. Before the top 3, here are 3 tests you can run on any blood sugar supplement in 15 seconds, and one honest truth about berberine you need first. The truth: berberine actually works. Real clinical trials show it lowers hemoglobin, A1C, by around 0.5% to 0.75%, comparable to low-dose metformin in some studies, and it modestly improves cholesterol and triglycerides too. But it is not Ozempic. Ozempic is a prescription GLP, one drug that produces 10 to 15% body weight loss. Berberine does not do that. It does not cause meaningful weight loss. The Nature's Ozempic label is pure marketing, and berberine can interact with medications. So the molecule is real, which makes getting a real, clean, correctly dosed version matter even more, not less. Test 1. Look for third-party testing, a ConsumerLab approval, an NSF or USP mark, or a published certificate of analysis. No seal means no one outside the company checked whether there is any berberine in there. Test 2. The label must say standardized berberine HCl with the milligrams listed. The research dose is around 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day, usually split into 2 or 3 doses. Test 3. No proprietary glucose support matrix. If the berberine is hidden inside a blend, the dose is hidden too, and a hidden dose is almost always a tiny one. If this is changing how you read a supplement label, subscribe. We read every label so you do not have to. Number 3. Golden Seal berberine products. This is the bait and switch. Golden Seal is an herb that naturally contains a small amount of berberine. So brands slap natural berberine source on a Golden Seal bottle and let you assume you are getting a real dose. You are not. Independent testing of Golden Seal products found some contained almost no berberine at all, and others were contaminated with lead. So you pay a premium for a trendy compound, and what you actually get is a weak herb with a heavy metal riding along. The difference is the root, not the compound. Number 2. The Miracle Blood Sugar Blends. Sugar Defender, GlucoTrust, Gluco6. You have seen the ads, a fake video of Elon Musk or Sean Hannity or a trusted doctor revealing a diabetes breakthrough that supposedly reverses blood sugar in 17 days while the pharmaceutical companies try to bury it. Every piece of that is manufactured. The endorsements are AI deepfakes. The breakthrough is a proprietary blend of cheap extracts at doses too small to matter. And this is not just shady, it is on the government's radar. The FDA and the FTC have sent warning letters to the makers of these blood sugar products for illegal, unproven disease claims. They bury you in auto ship charges and make the bottles nearly impossible to return. And notice who these ads target. Not 20-year-olds. They target people over 60 watching cable news, worried about a recent A1C number, who grew up trusting that a familiar face on the screen meant something was credible. The whole scam is built on that trust. If a blood sugar product promises to reverse diabetes, names a celebrity, or sells only through a countdown timer on its own website, it is not medicine. It is a trap with a stock photo. The difference is the deepfake, not the medicine. Number 1, and this is the one almost nobody sees coming. The berberine bought by someone who is already on medication. Here is the trap, and it is the opposite of every other one on this list. Berberine works. It genuinely lowers blood sugar, comparable to a low dose of metformin. So picture the most common buyer, someone over 60 managing type 2 diabetes or high cholesterol, who reads that berberine is natural Ozempic and quietly adds it on top of their prescriptions without telling their doctor. Because how could a plant compound be a problem? But berberine stacks with diabetes medication and can drive blood sugar dangerously low. The medical term is hypoglycemia, and in someone already on metformin or insulin, it can come on fast. It interferes with an enzyme in the liver called CYP3A4 that processes a huge share of common prescriptions, including statins and blood thinners, which can quietly raise those drugs to unsafe levels. And at high doses, or in someone with an existing liver condition, berberine itself can stress the liver. None of that is on the label. The most dangerous bottle in this aisle is not the fake one. It is the real one, taken by someone who thought natural meant safe to add to everything else they were already taking. The difference is the interaction, not the intention. 6 products, 1 pattern, a liver toxin dressed up as a spice, a mineral most people do not need, capsules of filler, a contaminated herb, deepfake scams, and a real compound that becomes a real risk the moment it is taken in the dark. So which ones actually earn your trust? 3, and the rule for all of them is the same: tested, standardized, and taken with your doctor in the loop. Number 3, Swanson berberine. This is the value answer. It is one of the berberine products that was independently tested and passed, with standardized berberine and the dose printed plainly on the label. No blend, no Ozempic promises, no deepfake, just a tested bottle at a fair price. The difference is the test, not the trust. Number 2, Natural Factors WellBet X berberine. Standardized berberine HCl at 500 milligrams, independently tested and approved from a brand that has been doing this since long before the Ozempic hype existed. It is the one for the person who wants the clinically studied dose without paying a premium for a logo. The difference is the standardization, not the marketing. Number 1, the cleanest one, and the one doctors actually reach for. Thorne berberine, standardized berberine, third-party tested with a published certificate of analysis for the batch, from a company that is NSF certified for sport across its line, and partners with the Mayo Clinic and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. But here is the most important sentence in this entire video, and it is the reason Thorne earns the top spot. The right way to take berberine is with your doctor knowing about it. A clean, tested bottle, plus a conversation with the person managing your medications. That is the version that actually helps you instead of blindsiding you. The difference is the audit and the doctor, not the advertising. The people getting hurt in this aisle are not foolish. They are the responsible ones. The people watching their blood sugar, trying to get ahead of a diagnosis, doing something instead of nothing, and they trusted that natural meant safe, that a doctor's face in an ad meant real, and that the big number on the front of a berberine bottle meant the berberine was actually in there. It usually was not. The truth was in the things the marketing hid, whether the bottle was tested, whether the dose was real, and whether it was safe to combine with the medications already in the cabinet. The people who do not get fooled checked for the third-party seal, read the standardized dose, and this is the part that separates them. They told their doctor before they swallowed the first capsule. They stopped trusting the promise on the front and started trusting the report behind it. They are loyal to the lab test and the doctor, not the marketing. If you take a blood sugar supplement, drop it in the comments, include the brand, the standardized berberine milligrams if it lists them, and whether you can find any third-party testing on the bottle. Your answer is the next person's research. And if you are on medication, take this video to your doctor before you change anything. That is not a disclaimer. That is the whole point. If you missed our breakdowns on the fish oil and creatine brands that failed lab tests, they are linked below. Same standard, different molecule. Subscribe if you have not. This channel follows the molecule, not the marketing.